Aaron Rodgers, Steelers quarterback. He is going to be the oldest quarterback on the field in every game he plays this year. Joe Flacco will be as well, except when he plays Aaron Rodgers, and that happens tonight. Joe Flacco now with the Bengals. Before we get into that, though, Myles is a Cleveland native, a lifelong Browns fan, both the current Browns and the Browns that are now the Ravens. I know you love when I say that.
You just love pushing the buttons. Love trying to trigger me.
What was your reaction to Steelers coach Mike Tomlin calling out the Browns for trading Joe Flacco in the division?
It was very interesting because Mike Tomlin is somebody that chooses his words very carefully and understands that his words are going to be parsed. So the fact that he called out specifically Andrew Berry, right, saying Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, that I thought was very, very, very interesting because Mike Tomlin doesn't usually call out people by name who are also in the National Football League like that. And so one of the things that I thought about was the fact that Mike Tomlin and Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach, go back a long, long time, right? They were part of the same staff, and I think it was Minnesota, long time ago.
2006, yes.
Thank you, yes. So is Kevin Stefanski going to be the Steelers offensive coordinator next year when Arthur Smith gets that coaching job? Because
that's not a crazy thought.
It's not. And then, not only do you get the benefit of Kevin Stefanski and his offensive prowess, and when Kevin Stefanski has had pieces, the Browns have been able to do well offensively. They don't right now, obviously. But yeah, if Arthur Smith gets another head coaching job, you could get Kevin Stefanski in that building in Pittsburgh, and he could be the offensive coordinator. And then you also get the benefit of 2 times a year, a Kevin Stefanski revenge game. That was really what I thought.
Well, and that's a great point because he didn't call out the Browns generally. He specifically said Andrew Berry. And we heard last week Kevin Stefanski say that he was surprised to find out that Joe Flacco had been traded. But now Mike Tomlin, who I believe, we're checking this, I believe Mike Tomlin versus Joe Flacco is 11-11 in the regular season all time. And it was last year, and Mike Tomlin mentioned this a few weeks ago. He told his guys when they were getting ready to play the Colts, keep Anthony Richardson upright. We don't want to face Joe Flacco. And Richardson got hurt, and Flacco beat them. The Steelers had been 3-0 entering that game in Indianapolis, and they lost 27-24. So there's, I think, multiple different motivations for Mike Tomlin, but we'll see Joe Flacco tonight against Aaron Rodgers. Only the 4th time since 1950 that 2 starting quarterbacks over the age of 40 are squaring off. And the other 3 all happened in the same year. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees in 2020, twice in the regular season and once in the postseason. That's it. That is the only time. And I can't imagine before 1950, there were a pair of 40-year-old quarterbacks playing each other in the NFL, but who knows? They probably don't have the records. But that it gives it a little, say that, hey, we've seen upsets galore in prime time. I'm not writing off the Bengals for this one because the Steelers are prone to stepping on a rake from time to time, and it could happen tonight.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing that either. The way that Cincinnati's offense got going last week against Green Bay in the second half, I think kind of shows that if Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins get a little chemistry, that offense can start doing the things that it wants to do once again. I mean, we've got 2 guys that have elite ball skills like that. You just have to give whoever the quarterback is time to throw it. And Joe Flacco's arm strength is still there. He still has the arm talent. Watched him earlier this year with the Browns. I mean, it's clear that he's still got the arm, but he's got to be in the pocket, man. And you've got to make sure that pass protection is solid. Otherwise, it ain't going to go very well. Joe Flacco on the move has never really been a great thing, but now, especially as he is in his 40s, it's not really what you want him to be doing. But I think the chemistry is coming, and you could see it, more and more in the second half of that game against Green Bay. I think the benefit of Joe Flacco going against an AFC North team also can't be understated because, I mean, how many freaking times has Joe Flacco played the Steelers over the years? And all of those games have been coached by Mike Tomlin. So it's not like what he's going to be seeing is going to be entirely unfamiliar to him. So all of those elements go into it. And I think Cincinnati could pull off something here tonight, especially if Trey Hendrickson plays. That he's questionable for this game with a hip injury. We'll see if he plays. And if he does, that's good for Cincinnati.
Steelers only favored by 5.5 points. It was just 4 days ago that the Bengals were 14-point underdogs in Green Bay. The week before that, they were double-digit underdogs against the Lions. So, even though the Steelers have gotten off to a good start and they're 4-1, they're not viewed as a juggernaut yet. And this is an opportunity for them to potentially lose.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.